Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Now, way back when, right near the beginning of me doing this channel, I think it was my first ever album CD review of a band called Desolator and their EP, The Spawn of Misanthropy. It was this one. And it was a great EP. It was a 4-track EP, and all of its music and content was based around the Lovecraftian theme, and I really enjoyed it. And a few days ago, Desolator finally released the first single off an upcoming album, which is something I've been looking forward to for ages. So I just had to cover this track. I've been really looking forward to this because, like I say, I really enjoyed the 4-track EP. We're going to be looking at a track today called Portal Tomb. Now, I actually spoke to Jonas, I'm not sure how his name is pronounced, from Desolator the other night, and asked if I was able to get the lyrics for it because they are not published online. So he has provided me with the lyrics for the track, which I can thank him very much for. However, the song itself, right, deals with the entity of Yog-Sothoth. It's a very well-known entity known throughout Lovecraftian fiction. And the inspiration for these lyrics comes not only from H.P. Lovecraft himself, but from another author called Donald Tyson and his Necronomicon. The final verse of this song is actually written in Sumerian Akkadian, I probably pronounced that wrong, which is an ancient and now very dead language that is inspired by the Simon version of the Necronomicon. I'm not sure what that means. So the final verse of this song is actually sung in a now dead language, so there is there's pretty much no chance it'll ever get translated, so we might never actually know what the final verse of this song actually means. I'm assuming that the creators of this song will know what it means. They've probably put a lot of time and effort into it, or maybe it's an extract from a piece of text, I don't know. So got that to look forward to. So we know what the song's going to be about. It's about Yog-Sothoth even. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to this. So we'll jump into it right now because I've been waffling along for 3 minutes, and we'll see what this song is about. I'm really looking forward to this track.
I invoke the Lord of Days.
And there we go, that was Portal Tomb by Desolator, and I really, really liked that track. You know, very obvious from the very start that it was about Yog-Sothoth. Now, I mean, the opening lines of the track are, "On this day of Yog-Sothoth, I invoke the Lord of Gates." It's such a hard name to pronounce. So, you know, from the very start, it's like, we're talking about Yog-Sothoth here. Now, like I said, the Jonas from the band did provide me with the lyrics. It does not have that final verse that was sung in the Sumerian Akkadian language. Like I said, it's a long dead language now, and the band themselves probably know what it says. They probably spent a while researching and translating for it, but I do not have a translation for it. And I don't even know how to go about trying to translate it, so we don't have that part of the song. Though, I must say, I do like the change in tempo between the main body of the song and that part of the track. You know, the way the music changed from the basic core of the song to that final verse there. I really like the change. I like how it sort of became a lot more melodic. It wasn't nearly as heavy, but it sounded really, really good. You know, I like it when things switch up like that. And again, there was different vocal styles used throughout the song, which is something I've said on countless occasions is something I really, really like in music. You know, it keeps you engaged. It sort of it keeps your mind engaged to the actual song. So, you know, when something changes, you sort of go, oh, you know what? Didn't expect that. You know, I like that. Now, as I said, the song is about Yog-Sothoth. But I'm going to say it's not really a deep sort of song. It seems to just be talking about wanting to be granted passage into into another world by Yog-Sothoth, who is the keeper of portals, you know, guardian of gates, you know, this sort of thing. So the song goes, ruler of portals, opener of the way, keeper of thresholds, the key and the gate, grant me passage lurking fear beyond, walk with me into the chaos of endless space continuum. And then it's growled, portal tomb. So, you know, those 4 opening lines pretty much explain the whole song, you know. It's like, ruler of portals, opener of the way, keeper of the threshold, the key and the gate. So it's like, this is Yog-Sothoth, you know, the guardian of the gates, and I'm asking him permission to let me through into this world beyond. That's simply it. One in all and all in one, receive this sacrifice. Blood is a conduit to the formless and divine. Now I walk into the void, my humanity is abandoned. Open the gates of time and space by the head and tail of the dragon. And then once again, portal tomb is growled. Primordial eldritch horror, amorphous spawn of... I cannot talk to that. Amorphous spawn of chaos. Gatekeeper of the cosmos, widdershins of time. Closed behind dimensional veil, Yog-Sothoth awaits. Transcend into the firmament and pass beyond the gates. And then there's a little sort of musical interlude, and then we go back to the first 2 verses of the song again, you know, ruler of portals, owner of the way, etc. You know, it repeats the first 2 verses again before we get to that Sumerian Akkadian verse right at the end where the song changes tempo. And you know, I really liked this piece of music. You know, I really enjoyed the EP when I first heard it, and you know, this song. You know, I've been waiting for this since I heard that EP because I really wanted to hear more from this band, and they finally delivered a new track. It must be about a week or so ago now that this came out, I think. But you know, really looking forward to hearing it. As you could probably see throughout the video, the artwork in the background, I believe that was actually the cover of their upcoming album, Sermon of Apathy, which is due out on September 4th. And very much like the Spawn of Misanthropy, it was very Lovecraftian based. And, you know, I'm really looking forward to it. I love the fact that their music has, you know, this theme of Lovecraft going through. You know, I myself am a fan of H.P. Lovecraft. I mean, I've got the Necronomicon there, which my brother actually bought for me for my birthday one year, I believe. But you know, I love the fact that they've got this sort of theme running throughout all of their music, and in a way, it will connect all of their music together into one thing. You know, most bands have like concept albums, like for example, you know, you've got Cradle of Filth, Dusk and Hair Embraces, sort of Arthurian era. You've got the Cruelty and the Beast, which is like your Elizabeth Bathory sort of thing. You know, each album tells a story, but with having this sort of Lovecraftian theme, it binds literally all of it together. So Spawn of Misanthropy and this upcoming album, Sermon of Apathy, will be connected in a way because of this overriding theme of Lovecraft's world, you know, this Lovecraftian theme. So, you know, that's something I really quite enjoy. I like about it. You know, I think it's a clever idea. And yeah, I very much look forward to hearing that album once it comes out, because I will definitely be trying to get my hands on that. But I'm not sure what else to say about that track. Like I said, the song was good. You know, I love the way it was sung. I love the way it's performed. It started off a bit unusual. I was a bit sort of... I wasn't sure where to go with it when it first started out, but then it sort of built up into that main part of the song, and then it sort of carried on. I was like, great. But I was a bit sort of tenuous at the start. But, you know, I think it was a great piece of music. Brilliantly performed. And I'm really looking forward to hearing the new album. So, but yeah, we'll leave that as it is for the time being. Now, if anybody likes to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so by all means. You can drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me on my Facebook or my Instagram, or you could even message me through my Patreon, where you could help to support this channel. There is an option on Patreon where you can get your suggestion jumped to the front of the queue, should you so desire. There are a couple of limitations to go on that, but that's just to be fair to other people who suggest tracks through regular means, such as Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube comments and posts. If you do suggest a track through those regular means, no, it might take me a while to get me around to it, since I do get so many new tracks suggested to me every single day that my list grows faster than I can record the videos. But I do write down every suggestion I get, so it will get done eventually. It just might take me a while to get around to it, but There we go. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, mainly those aimed towards people of the alternative culture. And it's something I believe in very, very strongly, and something that gets so widely ignored that it's really infuriating. Because every day, all around the world, people from the alternative community are getting violently attacked just purely for the fact that they are part of the alternative community. You know, people who listen to alternative music or wear alternative clothing are getting attacked just because of those facts. But it gets widely ignored and nothing gets done about it. And it is a huge problem. And, you know, when I say people are getting attacked, I'm not talking about people getting, like, insults thrown out of car windows as they drive past, or just getting sort of shoulder rammed as they walk down the street. I'm talking about real violent crimes. You know, people getting hospitalized, you know, with broken bones and sometimes even more life-threatening injuries just purely for the fact that they listen to alternative music or wear alternative clothing. And the fact that this gets widely ignored needs to change. You know, something needs to be done, because every day we hear about all of these other hate crimes. We hear about sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, religious hatred. You know, we hear these on a almost daily basis in all these sort of media outlets, you know, whether it's social media or the news on the TV or newspapers, if anybody even reads those anymore. You know, we hear about these sorts of things every day, from the most heinous and violent of these crimes, like someone getting murdered because of the colour of their skin, or because of their religious beliefs, or because of their sexual identity or sexual preferences, down to the most pathetic of these crimes, where someone is, you know, some entitled white woman is calling the police because someone of colour is having a picnic in a public space with his family. You know, we hear every facet of these crimes on a daily basis, all of the time. And, you know, all of these crimes, they are terrible things to happen. But we never hear about these people that are getting beaten to within an inch of their life because of their taste in music. And that is something that needs to change, because by simply ignoring it, the people committing these crimes are getting away with it. And that, like I said, these are violent crimes. You know, we haven't heard anything about any crimes of this nature in nearly 13 years. The last time there was widespread coverage of this was, 13 years ago, when Sophie Lancaster and her boyfriend Rob Maltby were violently attacked by a group of 5 or 6 people who beat them both so severely that they ended up going into comas. Now, Rob Maltby, he thankfully survived, but Sophie Lancaster was in a coma for 13 days before she succumbed to her injuries and died. This young woman, she was 20 years old, was beaten to death by a group of 5 or 6 people just because of the way she was dressed, just because of the music that she listened to. This girl was murdered just for that. And that was the last time we heard anything about it. And I can guarantee you, in the 13 years since that happened, in fact I know for a fact that in the 13 years since that's happened, similar crimes have happened, but nothing has been said, mainly because no one has died, and that is unacceptable. We shouldn't have to wait for someone to be murdered. We shouldn't have to wait for the death of someone before this gets spoken about. You know, it shouldn't need to take that much for this to get recognised for the problem that it is. You know. And this is what the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is all about. They want to put a stop to this they want to put a stop to this happening. You know, we can't allow this to carry on. We can't allow what happened to Sophie Lancaster to ever happen again. It's something that never should have happened in the first place. And, you know, they want to bring more awareness to the fact that this is going on, get more people talking about it, so something will finally get done. Because it is something that is, you know, it's going on all over the world. You know, this isn't just located in the UK. You know, this goes on everywhere. And, you know, no one does anything, and that's unacceptable. So, you know, I think it's important. You know, we can't allow what happened to Sophie Lancaster to ever happen again. unnecessary. I mean, when it comes to beating someone to death because you don't like their taste in music, what the hell is the world coming to? You don't beat the life out of someone because they like different books, movies, or TV shows. So why would you beat them for their taste in music? It makes no sense, but it happens all the time, and it needs to stop. So if you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description below. You can go over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, find out what their main goal is, because they can explain it a lot better than I can. And if you can help them out in any small way, obviously don't feel obligated to do so, but if you can help them out in any small way, whether it be a small donation through their website or something like one of these Sophie wristbands through their web store, the smallest amount can make the biggest difference. And the sooner we bring more attention to the fact that this is happening, the sooner we get more people talking about it, the sooner we can help to stamp out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.